Medal of Honor is a game of firsts. The first realistic World War II shooter, the first 3D Nazi pug, the first FPS with a stealth mission, and the first to give you truly authentic weapons. Without Medal of Honor, there's no Call of Duty, no Battlefield, no FPS games as we know it. But did you know, it was almost cancelled completely. Let's set the stage. The year is 1999. Saving Private Ryan, directed by Steven Spielberg, was released a year before to critical acclaim, the movie sparking a wave of sentimentality for stories from World War II. But there are serious doubts about the game. The Columbine shooting had cast a wave over violent video games, and in 1999, to make a video game that wasn't about lasers and space aliens was just to say, a little bit touchy. It was considered disrespectful, provocative even, of the memory of those who served, and this point was strongly advocated, with many convincing arguments either way. The vision for the game in 1999 required more than just a shooter. It had to be educational and serve a public benefit to be allowed to bear the name Medal of Honor in the first place. The game is a technical accomplishment on its own. There was no major FPS for the PlayStation yet. I remember that the PS1 has only 2 megs of RAM and a 33 MHz CPU. Much of the game's design arose from these limitations. Skyboxes were cut, meaning all levels had to be set at night. Each character was about 200 polygons, so only 4 could be on screen at one time, leading the developers to pace the attacks uniquely compared to most other shooters. The gunplay is more thoughtful than many shooters from 2022, and the animations are awesome. When you shoot an enemy in the leg, you know it just as well as they do. The enemies were treated with a lot of respect, more than just flat bullet sponges. They'll kick away grenades, writhe around in pain after being shot, struggle up and shoot you again, all with fluid animations that we hardly got in games in 2010, let alone 1999. The story, I would say, is expertly directed in the same manner as many of Spielberg's films. The pacing is impeccable, the missions simple and linear, but filled with tasks. Within the limits of the PlayStation, the developers found an absolutely impeccable formula. The graphics dark and well envisioned, the gameplay highly engaging and addictive, and leaving you wanting for more. This game absolutely defined the FPS genre, bringing it a newer, more cinematic experience. The first Call of Duty being an almost exact clone of the formula, albeit with less depth. And yet it seems to have been thrown to the wayside over the years. The newer Medal of Honor games being mere imitations of games that copied itself in the first place. Thanks guys for watching. Fuck. Just leave it. Hope you enjoyed this video.